Welcome to my tutorial on the Finale basics. I'm going to start with setting up a score in the Setup Wizard. Click on Finale, then click Setup Wizard. Then click Next. First select the category of instrument you'd like to use. For this tutorial, I'll do strings. Then you select the instrument you want. If you want a 1 and 2 part, you select 2. So here we're going to have violin 1 and violin 2, viola, cello, and bass. Then click Next. Here is where you type in the title of the composition and your composer. You click Next. Then you select your key signature and time signature. For key signature, up is sharps, down is flats with the scrolling. And then if you'd like to do a pickup measure, you'd select it there. Then click Finish. And it will set your score up. You can resize it, move it around, and use pinch zoom on the trackpad to zoom in or out. You can also do this by pressing Command and plus or minus. To show or hide any windows, just select Window at the top of the screen. I like having these 4 windows open: Playback Controls, Simple Entry, Rests, and the main tool palette. Next, we'll talk about how to enter notes using Simple Entry. Simple Entry looks like this on the main tool palette. If you don't have a keyboard with a number pad, you can use the numbers on your laptop's keyboard to enter notes by clicking here on Simple and then clicking on Simple Entry Options. Then click on Edit Keyboard Shortcuts. You can actually edit any shortcut to be whatever you want, but since this is a basic tutorial, we're just going to go here and click Laptop Shortcut Table. I'm using a keyboard with a numbered keypad, so I'll just leave it the way it is. Next, we'll talk about how to enter notes and rests using Simple Entry. With any note duration selected in the Simple Entry palette, click on the staff you'd like to enter notes in. To enter that note duration, simply click the Enter key on your keyboard. The best way to enter note durations and change note durations is by using the numbers on your keyboard. Try to train yourself not to use the mouse. Using a laptop, you're not going to have the numbered keypad. You're going to use these numbers right here. I recommend using a numbered keypad if you have it. It just makes things faster. They'll both work the same though. So what you want to do is think of 5 as the middle point. That's going to give us the quarter note. If you go down from there and select 4, it goes down into duration. It gives us the 8th note. Down from there, of course, is the 16th. 2 would be 32nd. 1 would be 64th. But think of 5 as the midpoint, the quarter note. And down from there, you're decreasing durations. So that means 6 would be the half note. 7 would be the whole note. If you press 0, that's going to enter a rest for whatever duration you're on. So if 5 is selected, the quarter note, and you press 0, it's going to play a quarter note rest. So 3 would be 16th rest, 4 would be 8th rest, 5 would be quarter rest, 6 would be half rest, and 7 would be whole rest when you press 0. So I can go ahead and enter quarter notes or 8th notes right away just by pressing enter. I can press 6 and enter half notes, 7 and enter whole notes. I can press 3 and enter 16th notes, as many as I want. Enter, enter, enter. Very, very fast to write music this way. If I want to enter on a different staff, I just select a duration and enter in that staff. I could press delete to delete things. To enter a dot next to a note, press period after you type the note. That's that simple. And you can write notes and rests willy-nilly as much as you want. If you want to break a beam, press the back arrow key so the note is selected purple, and then press backslash, and you can break a beam. To delete notes, just press the delete key. For triplets, hold Option and the number 9. When I do that, this menu will come up. It's going to ask you if you want to use the current duration. So the 8th note is selected. It's going to be 3 8th notes in the place of 2. And then you just hit OK. I like pressing Enter again because it saves time not reaching for the mouse. And then I just press Enter to enter however many triplets I want. I can switch durations and use Option 9 to enter the triplets that I want. Let's talk about how to enter articulations. First, select the articulation tool, which looks like this. The menu will come up and you can select whichever articulation you'd like. Shortcuts are helpful. A is accent, S is staccato, and you can always double-click over whatever note and select the articulation from the menu. Let's learn how to enter dynamics. Select this tool, MF, Mezzo Forte, Dynamic Tool. Double-click the note you want to start the dynamic level on. The menu will come up. There's lots of options here. There's tempo, there's also measure numbers or rehearsal numbers, and there are the dynamics. I selected piano, it puts piano. I can do that again and select forte, and I can also use shortcuts. The shortcuts are listed under each dynamic level. Let's learn how to use slurs. So we need some different notes, and then we'll select this, the Smart Shape tool. It's also how you do crescendos and diminuendos. So you select the first note you want to slur, you drag it to the last note you want to slur, and that's it. Ties are very easy. So you put some notes in, you press enter, simple entry, press T, the letter T, to tie it. You can press whatever number you'd like to change durations and tie whatever note you need to tie to the next note. To play your composition, press play in the Playback Controls. You can also press stop, and you can also change where it's going to play back from by typing in the measure number in the measure box. Let's learn how to change time signatures. Select the time signature tool, which is 4/4, then click on the measure you want to change the time signature. You can see how many beats per measure here and change to whatever you want, and what kind of note gets the beat, the bottom number. Let's say we wanted 6/8. We hit that, and we're good. Enter your notes, and you're fine. The thing is, though, when you do a compound time signature, you have to beam them together by, again, pressing the backslash. You can change it back by double-clicking on a measure and changing the beats per measure and what kind of note gets the beat. And I press OK, and then it's fine. As a bonus, I'll show you how to copy and paste and move music around. Select the first measure you want to move and the last when holding Shift. Keep holding Shift and select an additional measure if you want. Press Command X just like text, and then Command V where you want to paste it, and it moved over by one measure. Let's say we want to do a pickup measure that we didn't set up in the setup wizard. I'd click on the first measure with the time signature tool, and then I would go to more options and select, let's say, 1 beat per the pickup measure, and then on the bottom use a different time signature for display. So it's going to display 4/4 even though it's going to be a measure of 1/4 for our 1 beat pickup. I click OK, and then let's see if it worked. If I type 2/8 notes, oh, look at that, it's a 1 beat pickup. This is how to write chords using simple entry and a numeric keyboard. You can't write chords like this if the laptop shortcut table is enabled. And this is why I prefer using a numeric keyboard. I can use the left and right arrows in simple entry to move from note to note that I want to select. And I can use the up and down arrows to move the pitch up or down. I'm going to use this row of numbers on the numeric keyboard to add to the selected note in simple entry an interval above. If I wanted to make a third above the note that I have selected, I would press the number 3. And then if I wanted to make another third, I would press 3 again. And then let's say I wanted to do a fourth, I would press the number 4. And that's how you would write chords in simple entry. And finally, this is how you write accidentals using simple entry. So I enter a note, I press plus for a sharp, minus for a flat. If I want to cancel that out, I press N for natural. If I want to show a courtesy accidental, I press P. That'll put in parentheses. If I press P again, it'll take the parentheses away. And that's all the basics. Thanks a lot for watching, and please let me know if you have any questions.